Shocking Nuggets trade incoming. A new trade proposal has just dropped, which would send Julian Strawther to the Atlanta Hawks, Peyton Watson and Zeke Naji to the Sacramento Kings, and the Nuggets would receive Keegan Murray and Vit Krejci. Amy Sutherland here for Nuggets Digest. We are in the throngs of the offseason, meaning that every trade proposal is something that we're going to talk about, and this one caught my eye. We are also going to be reporting on all the trades when they actually happen. The Nuggets have made a lot of moves this offseason. Are they going to make any more? We're going to keep talking about the trade proposals and definitely give you any news as soon as it happens. So hit the subscribe button. Stay up to date on all things Denver Nuggets, whether that's trade proposals or trades when they actually happen. And this report was dropped by Rohan Rahman, and he started with a disclosure that I want to start with the same disclosure. This is just speculation. It's just a fun exercise. I'm doing the same thing. Definitely, this has not happened. This is not fact. Just an idea, a proposal of what could happen for all three of the teams involved. So this trade proposal goes: the Atlanta Hawks receive Julian Strawther. The Denver Nuggets receive Keegan Murray and Vit Krejci. And the Sacramento Kings get Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson, a 2026 first-round pick swap, a 2030 first-round pick swap, and a 2031 first-round pick swap. I am a fan of all of these players being moved. However, the only thing that I would say that is unrealistic is the Sacramento Kings receiving all of these first-round picks from the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are seriously lacking in that area, and I highly doubt that they would trade any more picks for future rounds just because they have already done so and are lacking in this department. So to start off, this seems unrealistic to me that they would be giving away so many first-round picks, but let's just break down the player swaps. So Julian Strawther going to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are in a serious rebuild right now, trying to build a lot of talent around their players, Trae Young. And they also just signed Kristaps Porzingis this offseason, along with Luke Kennard and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So Julian Strawther would actually fit right in with this core that they're creating of just a lot of young, talented players. Julian Strawther in his rookie season did not show a lot of promise. However, last season, he came in for the Denver Nuggets, and after his injury and recovering from that, he played very well. Even in one of their playoff games, Julian Strawther was the reason that the Nuggets won. He came in game 7, and had a 15-point run and just seriously helped the Denver Nuggets seal that game versus the Los Angeles Clippers. So Julian Strawther going to the Atlanta Hawks would be a definite win for them. That being said, as Nuggets fans, we know that Julian Strawther can be a serious liability on the defensive end. The Hawks just signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's known to be an elite defender. So probably having Julian Strawther as a liability wouldn't be a super big deal. However, as we saw last season and the season before, many teams would just target Julian Strawther on the defensive end and straight up embarrass him over and over again, making it seem almost impossible to have him out there. There were a lot of possessions, though, especially towards the end of last season, that he was becoming less of a liability, definitely fitting in more with NBA players and able to just keep a man in front of him. That's really all you need Julian Strawther to do, especially when he is a great shooter, which is what he was known for when he was coming in. So let me show you some of Julian Strawther's statistics. Where are they? Here they are. This is Julian Strawther. I have everybody's that I wanted to show you. So we'll come back to the other ones that I just showed you. But Julian Strawther played in 65 games last season. He was shooting 35% almost from the three-point line, and he was getting 4.1 shot attempts up per game. This is exactly what the Hawks could be looking for in a player like Julian Strawther, just being able to get good shots up. They traded Bogdan Bogdanovic last season, so they need a shooter, somebody that's able to just get shots up. Julian Strawther definitely fits that mold. So Keegan Murray is he's a 3-year player in the NBA. He is an up-and-coming player. He has not been an all-star yet, but definitely has that potential. So surrounding Nikola Jokić with more players like Keegan Murray could definitely be a plus. Here are Keegan Murray's statistics from his whole career. So last season especially, he was shooting 34% on almost 6 attempts per game. That's getting rid of Julian Strawther, trading him for Keegan Murray, a more dynamic player, a player that is more able to and more likely to go farther in his NBA career, would be exactly what the Nuggets are needing. They are missing a shooter and a ball handler, which Keegan Murray does both. He started in all of the games that he played last season for the Kings. He could potentially be a Nuggets starter or a Nuggets sub off of the bench. He was averaging about 34 minutes per game and 12 points per game. Having players like Keegan Murray to come in and play as part of the Denver Nuggets bench or as a Denver Nuggets starter would be ideal, just being able to get scoring out there. Jamal Murray can be a prolific scorer. Nikola Jokić, we know, is a great scorer. Sometimes the Nuggets bench or the other Nuggets players can have a hard time getting points up. Having Keegan Murray would boost that infinitely. Vit Krejci was a player that I did not know much about, but as I watched his highlights, I became very intrigued by him. He is a 5-year player, and he has a good assist rate percentage of 17.5%, and he has a very low turnover percentage, meaning that he can actually handle the ball. Having Vit come off of the Nuggets bench would be a great addition to what the Denver Nuggets have already done this offseason to expand their roster and to make a better place for players like Vit to come, because he is going to be able to just make the non-Jokić minutes even better than anything else the Nuggets have experienced while Nikola Jokić has been on the team. He has played great defense versus a few very good players. He is not known as a defender, but can get a defensive stop, which also would replace Peyton Watson, who has been known to be that player. Peyton Watson last year finished in the 85th percentile from both rim protection and perimeter ISO defense. So just having a player like Vit to replace Peyton Watson would be exactly what the Denver Nuggets are losing, and to replace Peyton Watson like that would be maybe even better than Peyton Watson. He is very good at getting the blocks and playing some ISO defense, but Vit seems to be a more consistent and reliable option that the Denver Nuggets could receive. So this could definitely boost the Denver Nuggets title odds to win next season. Having both Keegan Murray and Vit to come off the bench or to be starters in Keegan Murray's case, they would be able to definitely get a lot closer to beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they were already close last season, and now adding these players to play from the bench and building this roster the way that they have, I don't think anybody could beat the Denver Nuggets, honestly, with all of the depth that they would add. That being said, the Nuggets most likely cannot afford this trade just because of the value that Keegan Murray has right now. But getting off of Zeke Najee's contract would be an amazing task for the Denver Nuggets. This chart is really small, but you can see that Zeke Naji is the 6th highest paid player on the Denver Nuggets. He should not be. And so just getting off of Zeke Najee's contract would be perfect for the Denver Nuggets, would make this trade worth it in my mind, honestly. Keegan Murray is a great player, and so is Vit. So getting rid of Zeke Najee's contract is something that the Denver Nuggets have been wanting to do for years. And Zeke Naji has not exactly done that. By years, I mean Nuggets fans have wanted that. Obviously, Calvin Booth, the former GM, did not get rid of his contract. He signed him to an even larger contract, but Nuggets fans have been calling for Zeke Naji to leave the Denver Nuggets. He is quietly on one of the worst contracts in the NBA because he has no value. And how are the Denver Nuggets going to get rid of it? Which is why this trade would be perfect for the Denver Nuggets, receiving so much value, getting off of Zeke Najee's contract, and just increasing their title odds for next season. So there you go. There you have it. This is the trade proposal, and I want it to happen. If it could happen, I would love for this to happen. However, like we said, just a fun exercise. So stay up to date, hit the subscribe button, and join us next time. And until then, go Nuggets.